Hello from Saskatchewan. We've got lots of great stuff happening here for patients, and I'm happy to give you a little update today. Our biggest recent news here is that our tumor testing trial is activated now, and we'll be starting to recruit patients in just a couple of weeks. This tumor testing trial is called a pragmatic trial, and it is the first pragmatic trial in ovarian cancer in Canada. And what's a pragmatic trial, you might ask? Well, these are also called real-world evidence trials, and that means trials that enroll patients of a more everyday type. Conventional clinical trials that you may be more familiar with have a long list of inclusion and exclusion criteria, so that there's sort of a cherry picking that's going on right from the start. Real-world evidence trials are a come-as-you-are kind of trial, designed to enroll everyone and be as inclusive as possible. We're going to implement tumor testing for HRD. And with those results, we can be very precise with patients as to how much benefit they can obtain from taking a PARP inhibitor for maintenance therapy. Right now, we cannot have that conversation because tumor testing is not a standard of care. We simply have a blanket approval to treat with a PARP inhibitor for anyone who shows response to initial treatment. And within that group, there's a broad range of response that's possible. Some fantastic, some great, and some not so great. We're doing the trial because this kind of information matters in terms of patients' decisions and the kind of quality of life that they want to enjoy at a time when they are otherwise asymptomatic and enjoying remission. So we're going to do the tumor testing, and we're going to provide those results to patients as per the trial protocol at the end of their initial treatment. So when the chemotherapy and surgery is done. For patients who are HRD, and that includes BRCA mutations, the patients will be recommended strongly to take a PARP inhibitor. Olaparib is approved for BRCA scenario, and niraparib is approved for HRD patients. This means that they have another genetic change present that acts like BRCA. The entire collective group is referred to as the deficient group. For the rest of patients, we call them HRP, and the P means proficient. Proficient patients do not respond well or reliably to PARP inhibitors. The benefit in terms of the amount of time that relapse is delayed is about the same as the amount of time patients would spend experiencing sometimes very serious side effects of the PARP inhibitor. In this situation, doctors are uncertain of how to advise patients, and so patients need to decide and be the real decision maker as to whether or not the drug is right for them based on their own personal priorities and preferences. So in order to help patients with that, we created a patient decision aid, and it's for the proficient group. It's a resource that's written in plain language and lays out the benefits versus all the various side effects. We put together an incredible team of patients, researchers, and experts in patient decision aid methods to create this resource. We worked on it for almost a year. It meets criteria for quality in terms of the International Patient Decision Aid Standards, and it's been tested by other gynecologists and patients with ovarian cancer in Canada. We received a number of excellent suggestions, and we refined the document, and it's now ready for prime time evaluation as part of our trial. We will be measuring the value of the tumor testing information to patients and looking closely at quality of life in terms of PARP inhibitor toxicities and the real world benefit in terms of delaying relapse. We hope to use the results of this study to make tumor testing a reality and a standard of care for everyone. You may now be sitting there thinking about moving to Saskatchewan, and that would be cool. But I want to reassure you and just say that we've been having conversations with other gynecology groups across the country so that we can offer this tumor testing to other patients from provinces that aren't including Saskatchewan. We have the interest of many other sites at this time, and certainly the prairie provinces are all in, and we'll be working to see what possibilities exist to take this national. Finally, this trial has brought scientists into the circle of care in a very tangible way. We had a big meeting in early May with scientists and ovarian cancer researchers from Manitoba, Alberta, BC, and Saskatchewan. And we're making strategic plans now to use all of the expertise we have to focus on new therapeutics, new targets, new predictive biomarkers that may even allow us to diagnose high-grade serous ovarian cancer early and before it has had a chance to spread. I hope you're now as excited as we are. The science is really close now to care, and we're going to close the gap. We're in the sweet spot. So thanks for listening and enjoy the rest of your meeting.